Hey everybody, Soy Lazy here. So I'm starting the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. This is the Steam version, and I'll be playing it in English. I saw that there was a option to do the Japanese voices, but unfortunately I couldn't download that mod and install it correctly, because whenever I try it, it just doesn't start. So it'll just be normal. But maybe some of you are more technologically savvy, and I would recommend, hey, try to download that mod and see if you can play with the Japanese voices, because apparently the developers voice the actors, like when they say objection and hold it and stuff in Japanese. That'll be interesting to hear like the developers' voices. But anyway, let's try this game. I mean, I already played, but this is back in like 2006 when I played. So yes, we'll be playing the first one, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Oh man, ugly! So ugly. Excited. Well, thank you, game, for revealing the killer right away for us. Right away, so there's no thinking involved. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hi, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before the case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. I don't know what kind of accent I'm doing, sorry. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. Man, children are mean. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. Just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do.
Court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The, defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Larry Butts. I wonder if you chose yourself, I think you don't get penalties because it's like the first trial. But, you guys can do that when you guys play this game. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Phew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. Drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim, of course. I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check at any time, okay? Well, let's check it right now. Cindy. I guess I can't read it. Okay, just tells you right there. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you.
Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
It's Cindy Stone. But I wonder what happens if I choose Mia. Mia Fey? How could I be the victim? Oh, right, sorry. It's the first name that popped into my head, and... Court record, right? Remember to use it when you're in a pinch with tab.
Let me ask that one again. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case?
Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone.
Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death?
She died because she was... hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object.
Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no why we shouldn't proceed.
Yeah, this doesn't really happen in real court. That would be really silly.
You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor?
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Could you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was a statue, the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Okay, I get it, yeah.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Ahem! Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Anthony. Yeah, his accent's changing all the time. Sorry about that. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever.
What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men.
Oh man, Larry, come on.
She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
Oh man. Oh man. What do you mean, one of them?
Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
July 30? Okay.
Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. Victim was
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar
daddies? Oh man.
daddies?
Sugar?
Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
I wonder if I can see... Oh yeah, here we go, profiles. She was 22, a model, okay. Was 52, oof. What's the name? Lacks presence. Likeable guy? No, I don't think so. Alright. Dude.
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now?
Right. I don't think you wanted to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? No, I want to see him crash and burn. Might be better not to get involved in this one.
Well, Mr. Butts?
Dude, no way! That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Alright, that seems pretty fine. That wasn't bad at all.
I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite.
Oh boy, this is so not looking good. I mean, what he said wasn't that bad.
You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not?
Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh. He went. What do I do? I don't think it really matters, but... I'll send him a signal. Lie. No, don't lie! What? Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember.
You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you.
Got a bad feeling about this.
We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who was your witness?
The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, a witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building.
Oof, really?
Please bring Mr. Frank.
Frank saw it to the stand, because he saw it. He's a witness. Ooh, you have like a third eye on there.
Mr. Sot, you sell newspaper subscriptions. Is this correct? Oh, yes.
I don't know what kind of voice to do. Oh, yes, newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sawat, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
I'm gonna do like a slimy salesman voice. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment, and I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Salt used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Noon to 6 p.m.? Okay.
Now, Mr. Wright,
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly was I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record. Okay, yeah.
I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment.
Okay. Oh, I can press, right? I can press now. Okay. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad, and yet fine at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that witness refrain from conjecture.
Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next?
I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say?
Yes, the door was half open, yes.
Watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought.
I see. I see. And what happened next?
Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Oops. Go back. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't only human to want to peek? Climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing.
True words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside.
Why did pain cut him off so quickly?
So you looked into the apartment. What happened then?
Then I saw her lying there. Woman, not moving. Dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess so, wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all. And there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. my accents, man. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Ah, damn it. Missing it. You thought to call the police? Does it mean you didn't actually call them? Please. I'm sorry.
Listen to the rest of the testimony. Thought to call the police. What happened next?
However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes. I mean, no. No, it wasn't. Right. Well, you say you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that. I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. Reached inside and tried using that to call.
And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next?
I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. God damn it. "1 p.m.? Are you certain?" "Yes, absolutely." Seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. Are you gonna force me to do it? Okay. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Are you absolutely 100% positive? Yes, it was him. No mistake about it.
The witness says he is certain.
That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the court record with... Okay, yeah, got it. Okay, so obviously it's the 1 p.m. thing because, she didn't die. If you look at the... What's it called? Autopsy report. Yeah, see, she died at 4. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yeah, so it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe, my dear. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sod, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or a tape program.
So I thought it was 1 p.m.
Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. No, because there was no electricity at the time, because of the blackout.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. You said heard, not saw? Yes, heard. Oops. All I saw was the body lying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? So you're saying you heard something, but if you're so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all.
The witness did say he actually heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything.
I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony.
There was a voice saying the time. It's probably coming from the television.
Are you sure it was a television and not a radio?
Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television.
Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about the Sims fishy. Something about hearing the television?
The witness has testified. He heard the time.
Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? So, okay, I'm gonna just go and... Let's see. It was the blackout. Yes. Hold it right there! The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television, or a video. His little his hairpiece.
Well...
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Solid?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Solid, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
That and you seem rather... oh, sorry.
Distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Solid. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table.
I think this is where they tell me to press it, right? I'm gonna see if they're gonna make me press. Oh no, they're supposed to make contradictions. Okay. I didn't hear the time. I saw it. Table clock. Wasn't there? The murder weapon. A 10. So I don't know whether to do it here or to do it here. I'll just do it here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's the one. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is it supposed to be a clock?
What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sod.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submit it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now?
Yes, because he said he heard it, he saw it. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Rubble, 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 rubble.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Stott, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time.
Well, what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture.
Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Rah.
Would the witness care to elaborate?
Did you strike the victim with the... Were you the killer, Mr. Sott? Is this true?
That day, I never... Look, the clock. I heard... No, I mean, I saw...
Oh, that's a new animation.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn. Give him death.
Order! Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound that the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if we simply try to sound the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully.
I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. Ugh.
As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit... Oh, sorry. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! Ha ha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. Proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? You can't prove that. You don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. I lose my head, I lose my wig, lose my dignity. Treat me like a criminal. A criminal! No respect. You guys are all slime. Or maybe I should do a Rodney Dangerfield.
No respect.
No, I can't do Rodney Dangerfield. Grr, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Objection. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think! But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right, Mr. Wright? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes, because you're in Paris. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, Mr. Wright. Find it and let him have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words! Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
The passport. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. I did not know that. I'm just assuming. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh, he did it. Ooh, that's gross. That man needs a rabies shot.
Order. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds defendant Mr. Larry Butts
Not guilty. Yay. Can you imagine if every court case ended up like that? Every time someone got it not guilty, just like confetti flew down? Oh my god.
And with that, this court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Stott was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the houses. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Stott let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Stott grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Whew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. She's this glad. Imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Dick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Wind is gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Harry Butts. Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I don't kind of voice to do for him. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. I'm just gonna give him like a... What's his name? Oh man, what's his name? I don't know. I'll just give him some different voice every time because I just suck at voice acting. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, okay? Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? This because he made it for her. She took it with him. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. To innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? You hitting on me, Mia? You big boobied lawyer? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, sorry. It's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.